Hello everyone. Alright, so today we're gonna go bunker build. Now this will be a quick, I know that I say quick, but it's always, 10, 20 minutes. You know how this dang game is, nothing in it's really quick. So essentially we're gonna do a stability bunker and then a resealable bunker to go into it. Now again, you can keep on adding bunkers and bunkers and bunkers and bunkers. The problem is you don't know how the raider is coming at you. You don't know if he's coming at you from behind, front, side, if he's just going plumb straight through. It's really difficult to figure out. All right, so um, what I've been doing lately is start my core as a square. I know I could simply do a round one and everything, and I've done plenty of them. They work just fine. Um, I just prefer the square because of the storage. You can make it work however you want. Um, Basically, do a 2 by 2 base, like so. Right? You could do a 3 by 2 actually, and make your other bunker work much better, but a 2 by 2 is sufficient. Alright, so off this, you do one low triangle, like so. High triangle, high triangle. Now do that before you do anything else. The reason being is you want to put this in here and make sure your bunker will seal. And it does. So if you don't do that, sometimes what happens is when you put these in, it shifts just ever so slightly and it will not let it go. Alright, so everything else has got to be raised from this point. So you can go there, 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 and there. There we go. Alright, so this is your basic. And of course we're gonna roll all our stuff in. And, there's multiple options you can do. Another one I liked, I don't know that I'll use it on my upcoming wipe, but um, so what you do is your back left corner, because you wanna give people a little irritation that are raiding you, just because. So this one, like so, like so, and like so. And then we're gonna go high call, metal, high call, high call, high call, high call. Essentially everything but the bottom needs to be high call. No point in incurring expense if you don't need to, because even though it's easier now to get high call than it used to be, it's still a pain in the butt for upkeep. Not to mention the actual build. But again, you can upgrade at any time. I mean, heck, I start these usually in stone. It just doesn't matter, you need to leave space. Now, the only thing that you do absolutely positively need to do is wherever your TC is, do your ceiling and make sure that's upgraded all the way. Because what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to access it once you do all this. I kind of did the upper before the lower, but you'll see, I mean, essentially like so. And then what we're going to do is do the window. So see, the problem is you can't, if you had ceiling all the way around already, or you had build going, see how you cannot get it, and even if you jump, you can sometimes get, but not always. It's just so much easier just to get over with. Alright, so that's independent. I usually typically go ahead and seal that just in case somebody blows down, sees it, but it really makes zero difference, but I just do it just because I do it. Essentially, we're going to do this, and neither of these. So, as we know, that's good for 500. So now you add this on the outside, and now you're talking another 5. So it's 1,000. So you get 500 for that, 500 for that. So yeah, it takes them a lot more. Now, typically what I wind up doing from this point is we're just going to go ahead and start that. And we'll put us a square. Our next one's going to be a square. Alright, now it's locked in. Go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. No problemo. Alright, so now that's our storage. This is going to be our lower ceiling. We're going to want that high qual for sure. So like so. High qual, high qual, high qual. And then like so, like so, and also make this high qual. Okay, so essentially now they have 2 layers of high qual in order to get down to TC from the roof. Okay, so now you're like, oh man, it's open here. Well, when you do your piece right here, it's going to close it in. So again, that's why I did this piece here to make it so it's not hollow, because we're not going to block in between here and all that nonsense. It ain't going to help you one dang bit. If they're in, they're in. So back to what we're doing here. Do that. And now we're going to do our full wall, like so. Upgrade the full wall to high qual. And get rid of that. Alright. So here's why you don't do storage, or as much storage as it will not let me place a bag under these. So I prefer to do it right at the opening, right? So that gives you 3 spots. Okay, so here's the next thing. Now you gotta choose how you want to do this. I tend to separate things, but you don't have to. You can do things how you want. I just do it because of the false sense of security, I guess. Because, you know, enough boom, doesn't matter, you're in. I'm going to make this high qual just for the video purposes. You can do whatever you want. And then door here, door here. Okay, obviously, we'll just say garage doors, because that's really what you gotta do. Throw you a garage door there. One there. Bam. So now you got, we'll just say whatever boxes you feel like putting down there. Boxes you feel like putting here. You got plenty of boxes you can put here. So here's usually what I wind up doing. Let's get them going. Alright. So you need to access this from top and bottom, typically bottom. Okay, so you'll want to leave area for that. You can go however you wish. I prefer to go to the outer wall, and here's why. Do your outer wall, or I guess in this case it would be outer foundation, but you place it against the outside, right? You get going. You get 3 boxes in here, right? Plenty of space. Okay, typically what I wind up doing is I'm a big believer in turrets. And you put your turret right freaking there, and now you're good to go. Problem is, you can't access that, right? Okay, so what's now gonna have to happen is the turret will be placed here. So you get full access, take it off, blah blah blah, do your thing, access TC, plenty of room to get around. Okay. Now you're probably like, oh, there's not that much storage. Dude, let me tell you what, you're gonna have a ton of storage by the time we're done. Okay, so you got that. I screwed up and apparently didn't put this back far enough. See, I don't edit my videos, so you get to see my screw ups. Alright, so there's that. Oh, you want your garage door already in place before you do this one, but it doesn't matter. So your bottom one like that. It just makes it so much easier. The garage door is in place. As far as whether or not your box will fit. As you can see, it does. I'll show you a little trick too. So everybody's like, oh, you can't place the box on the upper. And you can get up here and you can try and back to the edge and it still's not going to let you. So here's what you do. You basically go, you can either use a large box or a small box. I just use a small box because I could give 2 shits about them. And basically, like so, and you stand on it. You want it relatively in the middle, and now you can place it. So you try to line your edges up to where you have room on both sides, like so, right? Okay, so now you pick up that box, no big deal. And now you should be able to access that one, and that one, that one, that one, and that one. So now you got 6 just in there. Unfortunately, like I said, because of access purposes, you won't get quite as much right here, but we're going to try to get you as much as we can. So same thing to the outer. Outer. And outer. Alright. One other thing I do that on occasion slows them down an extra few seconds is put you a garage door here. Of course, I did not put the framework first, so it's kind of hard, but basically you put a garage door there and separate it. It doesn't matter if the garage door comes down and seals halfway through the box, because your whole point of this is to keep them away from the TC. So it makes no difference, but essentially, if you had done that, you could have put a garage door. But like I said, now you can access this, like this, and bam, TC. And put everything back. I unfortunately cannot repair on Builder's Paradise because, as you know, what happens. Now you're like, oh no, I can't get it back in. The the floor or the floor tile or ceiling tile, however you want to look at it, is poking through and it won't let you put it. See, look at that. It won't let you put it. That's from up top. Well, guess what? You go down here, no problem, man. No problem whatsoever. It'll place it. I don't get it. It's the way this game is, but you can definitely place it from the bottom. So really, since you know that now, you can do whatever you want at the top, just as long as your bottom access is good. And you can, like I said, you can still peel everything out from underneath. I just wanted to do that so you guys understand and realize that the top is not quite as important. So we'll just go ahead and replace it back and go about the build. So just like so. And since you already know that, guess what? Box time. Bum, 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 bum. So now you can put one more box right there. Get that. Now that you get all that access, we're still going to do some more storage. Not necessarily right here, but so if you wiggle this just right. Okay, see where you are on this? You're on the edge, the inside edge of your door frame. So you want to have your garage door closing on the outside of it. And it should cover. No problem. So you got 6 full-size boxes here. You get 2, 4, 5 boxes here. And 3 boxes here. So, I mean, honestly, storage is not an issue down in this bunker. I mean, you got plenty of storage. And depending upon how you are, like watch what I'm about to do is do that. I'll place my bag back over here, and we're just gonna call this bunker. Um, just because you want to make sure you're going to the right place when you do it, because we're adding another bunker. Yes, people, another one. Now you can do several things. I'm an electric person. I like turrets, but you can put you can put your tier 3 down here too. It's whatever you want to put on this wall, really. But we are going to put our large battery, and you'll want the large battery, being that you gotta access this, you'll want your large battery towards the front. Kinda sucks, but it's the only way you're gonna do it. You gotta make sure you leave a little room and check it. See, perfect. Alright, so what that does is it still allows you to access your box. So no problem. So now you have all its storage, whoopsie. And basically, you can do that. And I don't use switches at all. Basically, I just use branches. There's no point in anything else if you're running turrets. And I prefer my stuff to stay on all the time. Just like so. And go ahead. We'll do this up here. I don't put another turret right there. Just because, you really don't have room. You do, but the problem is, well, I'll show you what the problem is. Say if you even put your turret right close as you can, which is right there, because for whatever reason the feet won't get there. Guess what? Now you can't access that corner unless you jump up on your turret. And then it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So it's up to you. You want to put a turret, put the turret. I typically don't. You know, I'm usually happy with just the one coming there, but we'll just say throw 2 turrets. Alright. Of course, now it's going to want to get dark. Just because this game hates me. So we're just going to start throwing some light down. Eventually I'll have the electric where none of it's a problem. And you go like that. Okay. So onward to the next part of the build. Okay. You want to come off. If you can, drop these down. At least one of them. You know, it's always up to you as a person. It makes no difference to me. You need to try to do 3 square wide if you can. It just makes it so much simpler. And then you do triangle. Here's unfortunately gonna be square and then back to triangle, back to square. And this is because I'm using squares on the inside, but it is what it is. Basically, your goal is to fill in around this. So, now we go. You can either do squares or triangles. Just gotta get it filled in around. So, okay. So, like so. Okay, at this point, this can all be just regular old sheet metal. Okay, so back to it's on you how you build and how you want things. I do things my own way. Again, this lighting, I never really ever do this or leave this. It's just I'm doing this because of the video, so everybody can see what I'm doing. Okay, so essentially, you can run around the whole dang thing, right? Okay, so you can either choose to make honeycomb, and you can either make it metal or you can make it high qual. I typically just look at my high qual and decide at the time. Usually, honestly, it winds up being metal, just because I don't have the high qual during the build in order to do this. But you can high qual then do whatever you want, and then you know honeycomb on the next one, so on and so forth. But typically, what I wind up doing is I dead end into this and make everything else high qual. You don't have to. If you want to make this a runnable space, you just simply put your wall on the outside perimeter. Now you do this before you start adding on your base and making it bigger, because if you don't, it gets to be confusing and you can't remember what you did and didn't do. But like so, like so, like so, like so. Dang, I don't want to do this yet because I still want to go out one more. I tend to do 2. You can do a shorty with just 1 out, but the problem is if you do that, because you're initially going to start with stone. We all do. And what's going to happen is you won't be able to access this to upgrade. So you go 2 out. That way you can drop down and access it and everything. So essentially, bam, this has got to be low, and these got to be high. Okay, so now, like so, like so, like so, like so, that way, that way, that way. Do our outer, then a platform. Get rid of the outer. Square. So we're just gonna go ahead. Back to these are accessible more or less at any time. Because the way you're gonna honeycomb up here, you're gonna do half all levels, and you're gonna just leave it hollow in between and put turrets. Because rarely do people blow straight down with as many levels as you're gonna do, and they're gonna hate the turrets. So, and we're gonna go ahead and upgrade, upgrade. And you're gonna be like, oh my god, the cost of everything. Well, you know, protection isn't free. But it does slow them down. And it comes back to your play style and what you want to do. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, personal preference, you're either a defender or attacker, you try to mix in both, or you're just a PvP, or just a raider. It's just, you know, your play style is your play style. So you come back, oh, messed up, I'll do it from the outside. Just because I'm lazy like that and don't want to struggle. We're gonna go half wall on the outside. Make sure we have a turn to where it's hard side out. And upgrade that. And again, later on I'm gonna upgrade it to whatever, but for now, these you want metal. That's really the highest you need to go. It's pointless to do anything else. Okay, now these on the other hand, if so here's the issue. When you're rocketing, you get splash damage. So if you do not honeycomb these areas and you leave it open like this, the only other thing you can do is you have to upgrade each and every single one of these to high qual, because what happens is when you rocket from the outside, it's going to blow your foundation. Because those are only 1,000 hit points as compared to 2,000. So basically, we'll just continue on what we were doing. Storage there. Storage there. Yay. Alright. Box. Box. Or door frame. I don't know what I'm thinking. And then like so. You get the gist. I mean, it's the same as any other thing. Alright. So then your next part, for the resealable part, you want regular roof. Roof triangle, not gonna work. I mean, it'll work to where you can get like that, but then you get stuck. So obviously it will not work. So what you gotta do is that one. And basically, if you can ever get it to line, there it goes. And create it. Bam. Okay. You come through, nice as can be. Good to go, right? Alright. Next, you'll want a roof, or ceiling, I should say. So go ahead and do that. And because of the way this is, we got square, square, and this is going to be square, and that's a square. Alright, so everything else is going to be triangle at this point. No problem. Easy peasy. Okay. So for argument's sake, we'll just say I'm making all that metal, but I don't really feel like it at this moment. Now you got multiple options. You can place turrets, however you want, like here, there, whatever. You can make doorways. Um, you know, there's a lot of different options of what you can do. I mean, you can put workbenches, chem benches, whatever. You know, say a turret in each corner. Here's what I tend to do though, is put my turret on the inside, facing out to the wall, because they're probably just gonna blow right through the wall and plumb it. You never know. But the problem is if you put it in the corner, you never, at the outer corner, you never know which side they're gonna get it in. So, as you can see, this is gonna have line of sight to about here. Right? So you're gonna want your next turret. We'll just craft up a couple just so you get the idea. So you're gonna want your next one relatively. Ah, you should pick up the light, but basically like that, and that'll give you line of sight from here to there, and there to there. And that's all you do is you just keep a line of sight in your turrets. This one will middle it, and that'll line of sight it there, 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 so on and so forth. So you get up to here, and then same thing, line of sight. That's if you choose not to enclose and wall and everything. You do whatever you want. I mean, everybody acts different, but basically, so this part is resealable. Doesn't cost you anything. This down here will cost you each and every time more than wood. So you get the wood, and then obviously this piece you're gonna need high qual. That way it matches and nobody sees where it's at and everything. So unless they have a hammer with them, it'll look fine. If they have a hammer with them, you see 100% stability here, 28% here. There's your bunker. Anything less than 100 on the ground is a bunker. So that's how you find that one. And obviously, like I said, I put a bag there so I can get back in. Now here's the other thing. I tend to put another bag in here because not always do you want to go down to your main bunker. When you respawn or whatever, or just say you're coming online, all your good secure stuff down here, and you leave, you know, your basic running stuff up here. So you want to make sure to put you a bag just wherever up here. And not enough space because of stupid freaking light. I never put those, but so got that. And we're just gonna name this inside. So you have bunker and you have inside. And so that makes it so when you respawn, you go to your inside bag, it'll put you here. And then you can only need to mess with the resealable bunker, costs you nothing. Your basic storage is up here. Your good stuff down here. And that's that. Again, you can adapt it any way you want. I tend to just go and go and go and go until I'm bored. It depends on the wipe too. Once you get everything learned, if there's not a lot of PvP going on or anything like that, then it's just totally up to you. Um, so typically I would go the other direction and have this as my exit, but because the ground is uneven, we're gonna make this as my jump up, and this will be the exit. So we're gonna go like so, and then so like so. Like so. I bet you guys are already wondering, what's the upkeep? What's the upkeep? Well, you'll see in a minute. It's not as much as you would think it would be, but it does get expensive. But layers are layers are layers, right? Doesn't matter. And then, like so. So, as you can tell, this is, right there is where your TC was. I don't know why I did this, but I did, for whatever reason. Let me see why I did. Oh, this was where I accidentally upgraded the wrong thing. Yeah. Alright. So, obviously this is double layer. Because, as you can see, this is just like that. You go, oh my god, can't get in. And see, the TC would have been through this one, but because we put this wall, it just looks like no big thing at first glance. But in any case, that's what you do on that one. And you can keep building up and keep going up and everything. Um, sky's the limit. All comes down to what you want to put money wise or put time wise in, and scrap wise and frag wise. And you're like, what do you mean scrap wise? Well, it all comes down to progression. I mean, if you got nothing else to do with the scrap, go up there to freaking outposts and buy you some metal frag. Forgot to put my. Oh no, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. It's there. Just gotta put the door. Man. So that's how I start off. That's literally how I start off. But again, this part, I don't leave it open anymore. I typically just close all that in. So at this point, we're just gonna pick that up, pick that up. I mean, again, this is just video purposes. You can do anything you want to your base. This just gives you some ideas. So, essentially, if you had done it the other way, you could go quicker on this, but now you gotta honeycomb everything in with your walls already up. So, we're gonna say that's an outer wall, like so. We're gonna say the same thing, because, again, you're only guessing what direction a rocket's coming from. If it comes from this side, you're going to be in soft side instead of hard side, but who knows. And like this, 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 and of course. Public test branch. So yeah, there you go. Switch this around actually, so it's soft side. Sorry. And then this is your main portion. You want to basically honeycomb again to get that filled in. As you can hear, they're bored. So, shit. Excuse my language. Again, personal preference. You don't know which direction it's coming from, but I'll have it come from that way. And then we're gonna something that direction, and then this direction. Okay. One, two, couple more. So this is why I do it first rather than after the fact, but again, you can honeycomb at any time as long as you get access. So right there, you got honeycomb all the way around. So you got additional layer. And then, of course, this area is not honeycombed right now, but you can honeycomb layer, and you're like, oh man, there's not much space. Basically, there is plenty of space still to do stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put some mixing tables. We'll go ahead and get a tier 3 going. And you're like, oh, where am I going to put the mixing tables? Hey, guess what, man? Remember, you leave this little extra spot down here cleared? So, so, and then, another thing I do is put me a box there. And you can't fit a big box here, but you can fit a small box. And still, so now you got more storage there yet. You come over here on this ridge, and you run the ridge up, like so. And give me a box there. Box there. Okay, now that, when your bunker's sealed, you're obviously not going to be able to access it, but you cares? Unseal it and bam. You still got your doors and everything. Again, more storage here, there. So this base has really got some storage. You don't think it does, but it does. And it's relatively secure good. You can put your workbench kind of like wherever you want, left side, right side, doesn't matter. I'm thinking I'm gonna put it, dang, bunkers right there. So I'm probably gonna put it, I'll put it on, see here's, it comes down to how you want this enclosed, or do you want it enclosed? You know, you put your turret here. We'll just say you put your turret here, it's gonna be against the back, which is an outer. If you put it here, this is technically an inner. So you're better off putting it there. But if you do that, then obviously you cannot put this here. Just put it against the corner. And then you can either leave it open like this, or what I like to do on occasion is, it just depends upon how, your wipe, you never know how anybody's wipe's gonna go, right? Now you got that. Now you can use armored door or garage door, doesn't matter. You got that here. Okay, so we're gonna go and do that there. I'm gonna leave it this way, and I'm actually gonna turn this wall that way. Reason being, if they choose to come through the front, which they rarely do anymore, you'll have hard side towards the front. And the door there, door there. We'll do a couple garages. And we'll do three armored. Okay. So I'm gonna put me a turret here. Now I know it's on the outer wall, and that does suck. But it is what it is. Garage door there. Garage door there. Armored. I tend to put it out. You have it going in, doesn't matter. So, switch it around there. So now, if they come this way, they're like, oh no, all these. And then I usually tend to put yet another turret here in this corner. Takes them a little while. I mean, usually, typically, 3 men, 2 to 3 men, it'll take a good hour and a half or so to clear this with all the turrets. It just kind of comes down to how good they are and everything. The people that raided me last night, it took them 2.5 hours. I kept logging in just to see progress, and you know, they kept killing me and everything. It took them a really long time to get to TC, which gives time for counters and you name it. But basically, you know, this is where you would be. So, like I said, you can either seal it from in here or seal it from out here. Like so. Now the only way to unseal that is going to obviously be, of course, there's always this annoyance because we're on Test Branch that they got fire. And of course they took all the griefing stuff away, so as you can see, you cannot get fire ammo, you cannot get fire rockets, anything to do with fire, because it's just there and makes noise, and lags the server, it's annoying. So yeah, they've done away with that on Test Branch. I don't know if anybody noticed or even cares. But it kind of sucks because then you can't test certain things. But they still allow you regular rockets. Anyway, moving on. So just a real quick show. Kill respawn. Okay, so you got regular bunker, you got inside. So inside's the area where you don't have to go all the way down. So, but we're gonna go bunker, respawn, and here we are. Bam. Plenty of storage. Got your electric down here. You're good to go. And of course, you know, obviously, you run your wiring and stuff from the roof and what have you. Down here, we'll just say to get out. Of course, you get rid of the stupid freaking thing, so you get plenty of room. Alright, so at this point, you just gotta break this. And bam, you're up. All that. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so I'm gonna reseal this because, or actually, first I'm gonna show you the upkeep. It's gonna be short, the one piece right here, just because we broke it, and I don't feel like making this a longer video than it needs to be. So essentially here's your current upkeep. You got 110 high qual, which is really not bad, and 34 metal frag. And then of course you obviously gotta have wood for your bunker parts. So make sure you always keep one stack of wood. So now you just basically gotta put everything back. And since we're gonna be rocking this, we're gonna want brand new. Oh, let's reset. Oh, guess you don't get to see the rockets today. Sorry, guys.